So we're back just in time for the go home show for all. Oh, well, is it all out? All out.
Yeah. So basically, right, our schedules are the only thing that stopped us. We lost internet last week, so like
I did.
until we get an office that properly works. Oh, and I had COVID last week,
Oh yeah,
so so until we get an office that properly works, I'm not sure we can do this regularly, and I'm not sure how many people we're talking to right now. But
it's
you
fine.
know, we'll be there when we are there.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
So up first, we started with. Actually, there's a lot of talking segments in the show because like it's
Yeah.
building up now. So first we had John Moxley's promo. I was. I don't know. This was a fine promo. 'Cause, like,
This was
he
okay. Like
he
it
cut
was good.
he
Like it was okay because John Moxley is
yeah he's
quietly like one of the best promos on the roster right now.
yeah I think it went a bit long for me, but like yeah, it's fine. Like he was playing to the crowd a lot.
I feel like it didn't go long. He just waited a really long time to start.
Ah,
Like
fair enough.
he let the mixed reaction sink in.
Yeah,
I love a lot of the things he said. He said he had 57 minutes left. God
yeah,
damn.
that
Okay.
was fun. Yeah, because
Okay.
like, apparently Punk used to be called the modern 60-minute man, and then he lasted only like 3 minutes last week.
Yeah, and then he said, I had another 57 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. They're still mopping him off the mat in Cleveland. Like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm not sure if
Wow.
like I heard the crowd reactions correctly, but like it seemed a bit more mixed than I expected. I expected him to be hated in
Yeah,
Chicago.
I feel like no one can really hate Mox because
Fair enough.
he didn't cheat to win. He didn't seem to cheat to win, and like we know, Chicago's a smart crowd,
Ah,
so
yeah.
they're not gonna like they're not gonna become they're not gonna turn tribal because they're not they're not
No, no,
as a
but like,
city they're not heel like Long Island.
no, but they're really passionate. But like, yeah, because like the minute Moxley entered through the crowd, I actually forgot that the show was in Chicago because like the crowd was really friendly with him when he
Yeah,
was walking through. Like I didn't expect people to like start punching him or grabbing him, but like I expected more aggressive booing at least.
but okay, but the thing is like even even Jericho doesn't get booed. I think it's the song. Like I think the
Yeah,
song has a lot to do with it. Like
fair enough. Yeah, I guess it's the
people will want to boo. They did, but they waited for Wild Thing to finish. And like if I was there, I would have also waited for Wild Thing to finish,
yeah.
even though it took
So
a very long time because he walked around a whole lot.
yeah. So basically, the summary of the promo is he feels like Punk took a way out. Like he felt like the injury wasn't legit. Uh, said he's leaving an open contract. He just left on the floor.
Yeah, and waited for someone to come out. I
Well,
guess,
no,
which is like
he didn't really
we
wait.
know that Danhausen lives under the ring.
Yeah.
So
He didn't actually wait. Like he just put it on the floor and then left.
he didn't sit at the table. There was no contract signing event.
Yeah. And then Ace Steel came out and took the contract. Would have been
Yeah,
really fun if he started to sign it.
yeah. And then later on, he just said, "I know how to forge spoiler signature, so it's okay." but, but like A Steel, I looked it up, and A Steel used to be a wrestler, so it might
Yeah,
have
yeah.
been an okay match. Might have maybe it might have been alright.
I haven't seen him a lot of his stuff, but yeah, from what I heard, like he's pretty good. Like he coached Punk, so
I know he tagged. I saw a picture that he tagged with Punk.
yeah.
Like he used to tag with Punk in TNA. So it would have been all right, but as it turns out, he did not sign the contract. We will see who did later.
Yes. So up next we had Chris Jericho backstage interview. This was more actually this was more accurately a Daniel Garcia in promo where he
Yeah,
swore allegiance to Jericho, the Jericho Appreciation Society, foreshadowing stuff for later.
yeah. Like honestly, the more I see of this match, the more I want it to be a 5 second Danielson win.
You- I mean, would they? I don't think they would. I don't.
They're not gonna do it. Like the most I can expect is like the most I can probably expect is like a 5 minute Danielson win. Like a five
We
minute dominant Danielson win. That's the most I can expect. They're probably going 15 or something.
we say they won't a week after Punk lost in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, but they probably won't. They still like even then they still probably wouldn't have done that. They just hit the probability where they did. So
I would put my money on it exceeding at least 1 minute.
okay, I will put my money on the bell ringing for the match. It's a pretty safe bet, I think. I think I will make a lot of money off my bet.
Okay, so up next we had our first match of the night: Brian Danielson versus Jake Hager.
Okay, I was very
He
sad right off the bat because I was trying to remember if Hager had his own music.
he
He did not.
has
I
he has
I
his own music, but
I
they
don't
didn't use it.
remember ever hearing it. I don't remember ever hearing it.
It was like a weird rap-ish song. I
It would be.
remember him have I
But like,
remember him having one.
oh my god, wait, I have to check cage match. Has Jake Hager had a singles match in the last year before tonight?
I don't know. I'm
Because
pretty sure
that's the
he
only
has.
other chance I would have had to hear his song.
I'm pretty sure he's had one in the last calendar year.
I see it, but I legit do not remember his song.
Oh,
But
see,
in any case,
here.
there's probably a storyline reason why they didn't use his actual song.
No,
Like,
it's because like he came out with Jericho.
yeah, but okay, yeah, but it's his. Ah! Yeah,
I just sent you the link on Messenger. That's his theme song.
I will listen to this later because I don't recall ever hearing it.
So
Oh
I
wait, Claudio. Yeah, Claudio had him at Fighter Fest. So why
I
don't I
know, yeah.
remember the song? Did he have an entrance even?
I don't remember. I
Hager
think he
beat
did.
him. No, no, no. Like Eddie Kingston beat him. Do I just not remember? Maybe my
Yeah,
memory's just bad.
you
Perhaps my memory.
probably just don't.
Yeah,
It's not the best. It's fine.
it's probably like.
We, I didn't record like the time for the matches this week, but like they gave Hager a lot of this match. I'd say like 70-60% of the match was.
Yeah, it was just him throwing Danielson. He
Yeah,
wasn't even wrestling Danielson. He was just powering him around.
which I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense because like the whole storyline is he's out there to get him hurt.
Yeah. The thing is with Danielson, because like he's just like so good at everything he does, not just beating people up, but getting people beat up. The, the thing is, he hit the missile drop kick again, and now every time I watch a Danielson match, every time he
Yeah,
does anything mildly
I
dangerous,
I
start getting
always watch his head.
yeah, like and then like he started shaking his hand, like when he
No,
landed
no,
on.
no. He does that. He always
Yeah,
does that.
no, but because of what happened before, like it was clearly like him trying to get the crowd hype up. But I thought that his arm was like having a neurological reaction because he messed up his head again and he was shaking really badly.
Yeah.
Like I can't trust myself to watch a Danielson match anymore.
No,
Like
like
it's too scary.
I
Poor
think I
guy.
was fine with the thing because like I saw his head not like it didn't go anywhere near the mat. Like he did a back bump when he landed.
It didn't
So it,
do it didn't do that either. Like I mean, I didn't notice it do that much either, but I guess I didn't notice it because his head got hidden behind his body, and when that
ah
happens, it means his head hit the mat really hard.
yeah.
So yeah, that's
Well,
probably what happened.
I
There's another Jericho on commentary is becoming not good. He's good. He's good when he's commentating on someone who's not affiliated with him. Like he said something like, "Let me tell you this, crowd." Like, oh, let me talk to you, crowd.
he, he
Jesus Christ.
like he's never really been like he's better in on the mic like as an interview guy or like a promo guy
Yeah.
than he is commentary. So that's not really something. I feel like I've gotten used to him like because of like the early days of Rampage when like he kept screaming in my ear.
Oh, yeah. And Another thing I noticed about Jericho is that he only ever moves his hands one way during promos. He doesn't he doesn't ever get hyped up. Like even like because there were a couple of cuts to the commentary table, and he was still doing it. He was still doing the same thing. He was doing this like that all the time. No matter what he said, he kept doing that. No matter how loud he got or how low his voice got, it was always that. And I'm never not gonna be able to notice that now.
So I don't remember like the last sequence of moves, but like I remember Brian Brianson like trying a bunch of holds. Like he tried the label lock twice.
Yeah, but then Hager was too long.
Yeah. Like for the first one he couldn't lock it in. Like the second one, Hager got to the ropes.
Yeah,
Hager tried.
he got. I thought he was gonna tap out before he actually got to the ropes
Yeah,
because
because
he
he
was like,
was doing this. Like, he was waving his hand. And then I think after that Hager got the ankle lock.
yeah, he got
Bryanson
the ankle
countered.
lock. But just like the thing is, okay, maybe it's just me, but the ankle lock seems like the most counterable submission hold
I
there
mean,
is. So
not
like
if you lie down.
yeah, not if you grapevine it, like
Yeah,
not if you grapevine, but he doesn't grapevine it, and like neither did Kurt Angle, neither did most of the
I
other
know.
people.
Kurt usually did that. Like
He didn't
for
usually do
this.
it. Like
Yeah,
when it was time to finish, that's when he grapevined. But
yeah.
like you're leaving so much, you're leaving so much of your opponent's body open. So I assume that it really hurts your ankle.
I
I
feel,
assume that it hurts you enough to be unable to move. I don't know.
I feel like in real life, like if you're shorter, like it would be harder to do the roll through. Plus, like they've shown in some matches where like people attempt to roll through with it, the hold
Yeah,
stays because like you can push.
I guess if you were a smart user of the ankle lock, you would know that someone would try to roll through.
Yeah, and like you're ready for it, so like you
Yeah,
brace.
yeah,
So Brian won with the knee.
yeah. With
Uh,
the running, he sniped the knee, and that's it.
yeah.
He finished it.
And then the rest of there was Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange went in for the beatdown, and then Claudio and Wheeler came for the assist. Jericho tried to hit a chair, which was pulled out by
Mhm.
Daniel Garcia.
Yes.
Like, he just yoinked the chair from behind it.
Basically, Daniel Garcia is happening. Like,
Yeah, I guess. I don't think they're gonna like do a double swerve and like just kidding. He's actually still friends with Cher.
no, like that will make no sense. And like the JAS has like nowhere left to go. I think
Yeah.
like Daddy Magic is challenging Hook. Like, okay. Sammy and Ty and Anna J appear to have like forgotten they were in the JAS.
Yeah,
Like
I
this
was really hyped for Anna
recording
J's development though.
I think she joined far too late. She probably
Yeah,
should have been there from the start.
yeah,
But yeah, there's nowhere left for this to go. Like the writing's on the wall for All Out. To be fair, like
yeah.
we probably know with 95% certainty what is going to happen because Brian Danielson smiled at him, so we know.
That was all the proof we need.
Yes, they did the smile and he didn't smile back, but he looked very conflicted, and very conflicted usually means you're going to turn.
Yeah.
See Dante Martin with Leo Rush last year.
So up next we had this was the Wingman
This
segment,
is the wingman holding a social movement in the middle of the ring.
and
Um,
just like most social movements, it did not last.
yeah, it got broken up by big people using force.
Yes.
It was kind of weird because I saw that on the previous Dark, um, JD Drake won as part of the Workhorsemen with Anthony Henry, and he cut a promo saying that I love my wingmen, but the Workhorsemen is my guys right now. Like this is my main focus right now. And then he shows up with the wingman. Like I guess more TV time for the wingman means more TV time for JD Drake, and he gets to bring in Anthony Henry. But like, did they just forget what was on the dark before?
No,
Like,
I think I can support that logic. Like I mean, to be fair, like more TV time in like if this was real would mean more money. So
Yeah, you would need more money. And like speaking of tag teams with that involve the wingmen, I want the tag team of Cesar Bononi and Tiger Ruas back. They look really terrifying. I'm pretty sure like there are only two Brazilians on the whole AEW roster, Ty and Bononi. So I thought you'd use them more as like killers or stuff. So like
yeah.
I'd like to see a bit more Bononi, maybe.
So basically, they were protesting for more TV time. Morrissey just like said no with his choke slams,
Yes.
and
Morrissey
then
comes out, he cleans house, and then all that's
Stokely
left
is
in the
there.
ring is all that's left in the ring before Stokely arrives is JD Drake. And Morrissey keeps asking, "You want to hit me? You want to hit me?" And then JD Drake like thinks about it and says, "I do." Then he chops him, and then he gets chokeslammed. God bless you, JD Drake. Thank you for your service. Thank you, sir.
Good man.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm
Like,
not too bummed out about JD Drake because I watched his match. I watched his independent match with Daniel Garcia a couple of weeks ago, and it was really good. So
yeah.
he's fine. He's doing okay elsewhere.
So Stokely recruits Morrissey, I think, or
Yeah,
they're gonna talk about it. Like,
yeah.
so far, like, have we kept tabs and like who has he recruited?
I remember
He has
Morrissey, Lee Moriarty,
Lee Moriarty,
the Gun
and
Club.
Gun Club. Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
and of course,
versatile,
he also has Jade.
but then there's no indication that these two are the same enterprise,
Ah, fair enough.
right? Like there's no indication that they're the same entity, and it looks like a classic stable. Like you got your main singles guy with Lee, probably. You have your
Yeah,
tag team with the Guns, probably, and then you have your muscle with Morrissey.
yeah,
You're going
and
to
then you
keep
have the
Smiths. You're
women's
going to keep Logan.
champion. You have a
Yeah,
women's champion in Jade. So
yeah, and a person that the women's champion does not like in Layla Gray. So like and someone who's injured also in Red Velvet. Get
oh,
what's expression.
big oof.
But
Get well.
yeah. Um
So yeah, and there, I
Tony
do,
Schiavone is over because he is a journalist.
and he's also being abused, which again,
Yes,
too
it's
close
what
to home.
journalists do. Yeah, it's what journalists do.
Wait,
Like this
okay,
segment
so
was just the Philippine segment.
this was fine, but like I'm really confused why Stokely is like very defensive about. Like Tony was just like asking, "So what you up to, man? Like,
And it's
shut
like,
up,
what you
don't ask me."
shut up. And then he's just like, okay. And then he continues walking away. Like you can't just do that. This is infringing upon the right of a free press.
I
You
mean,
can't do this, Stokely.
I mean, he could have just said like, just. I mean, I think he was pretty open before about being a recruiter. So like, why not just say, "Oh, I'm getting." I mean, maybe they
I'm
have
pretty
like
sure he
something
got to
else.
talk to Lexi Nair like before, I think. So like, does he just not like Tony? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe he was just on edge. Like he's really hyped with Morrissey.
Yep.
So up next we had Aussie Open was there, but Will Ospreay was the one who was interviewed, and
Yeah.
then
And
Don
he got
Callis
called.
appeared.
Yeah. And called him William Osprey
Yeah,
a
I,
lot.
I thought I thought this was like Don Callis slowly turning on Omega. 'Cause, like he was hyping up Will Ospreay a lot.
I don't think he was. I think he was like trying to passive aggressive, like to give him like loads of backhanded compliments.
Uh,
Because if you remember from last week, like the Death Triangle versus Osprey and Aussie Open match, like that's what he was doing as well. He was on commentary there, like doing some scouting, and he was basically saying that Will Ospreay is really the second best wrestler in the world. Like Will Ospreay is like probably the next Kenny Omega,
no, but
you know.
like no, I remember that. But like in this one, he's like, "Oh, you're not the next Kenny Omega. You're your own man." And then he proceeds to like compliment him and stuff. Like what?
I don't know. I didn't detect that enough.
I maybe if I like listen to it again, maybe I'll catch like. To be fair, I wasn't able to hear a lot of this stuff properly. I think maybe
Yeah,
I just
and even then, what would Don Callis do Osprey.
Yeah, because like Will's gone for like the foreseeable future. Like
Yeah,
he
and
doesn't have
there's
this.
already like loads of people in the United Empire. I don't think they need a manager.
Maybe I just like misheard.
We haven't even seen TJP yet.
Ah, damn it! I want to see him so bad.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Aaron Hanare in action.
So up next we had Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida versus
Okay,
Britt
so
Baker and Jamie
before
Hayter.
we talk about this, this is my chance to mention Hikaru Shida versus Emi Sakura on the main event of Elevation for the Regina D-Wave Championship because they let them go, and go they did.
Oh, I
They
need to
they
watch that then.
they went pretty hard. Like they let Emi Sakura do more spots than her usual thing, which is like good. They let her like break out all her own finishers. They let Shida do a bit of comedy with Emi. So it's like, it was like only 8 minutes long, but like still that's a lot. That's a lot of time, like relative to what they usually get. And Shida goes hard. Like Shida does go hard, and
I mean, based
um,
on the finish, he does. She does.
she really did. But like later we'll mention that someone actually went harder than
Oh,
she did for the finish. So there was a couple of things in this match that I really like. First, there was a botch head scissors that turned into a really brutal
you
looking
know, it looked like
DDT.
I
Oh my
forgot who used to do that in the cruiserweight division for the WWE. I think it was Lindsay Dorado or like Grand Metalik. It was one of those two. Like they do a purposefully like Hurricane Rana DDT, and it always looks brutal.
Yeah, and I think that's clearly not meant to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think like
But like
Jamie
it
just like
look
forgot to like flip, but
no, because
it looked all the worse.
I think like the leg hook wasn't there as well, and then
Yeah, yeah,
Jamie also like wasn't sure if she was just going to go through with the cell.
yeah. So
But
she
to be
just
fair,
slid
it
off.
looked fine.
Yeah, it looked a lot more painful than it would have done.
Yeah.
Secondly, when the heels got the heat spot, Jamie Hayter started punching Tony Storm in the ass.
Yeah, she was just like throwing hands at anything that resembled Tony Storm.
Yeah, including Tony Storm's ass, which I guess what you want to neutralize the hip attack,
I
but
mean,
I'm not
fair
sure
enough.
that's how you do it. I'm not sure that's what you want to be going
I,
for.
I wouldn't even characterize it as like hammer fists. She was just flailing.
Yeah. uh, uh, um,
I was happy with the double suplex spot
yeah, like
for
I
Jamie
just love
Hayter.
how he hit her with a double, like hell yeah. Um, Jim
She did just
Ross weird commentary of the week, saying that that she does that was getting more Americanized,
yeah,
confirming that Jim Ross is indeed a Texan imperialist.
I mean, the fact that he had to say, I mean that in a good way. Hmm.
What is the good way? Like America's not good. What do you mean, sir? Like what do you mean? She wears red and blue. Like she could be Czech.
Thank you for getting rid of your roots and becoming American.
Thank you for assimilating. You are a model immigrant.
We love JR. We look out for these bits every week.
Yeah. I mean, even if I'm not looking out for them, I notice them.
Yeah.
Even if I'd rather not. So,
Then I forgot what happened. Like she did this kick from out of frame and just nailed Britt Baker in the face.
yeah, like I think she broke up like a lockjaw attempt, I think, because like she was going for the glove early. The glove was blue. And
Oh
then
yeah.
like
When she was putting on the glove.
yeah, and then she just
Mm.
got sniped from off screen. Like Jesus Christ.
Like, I think like if you look carefully, you can see Sheena getting up in the background, and then she just disappears to the left,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like they change the
reappears
camera angle and then she just reappears by like
reappears
her
in the
feet
frame.
reappeared first.
Yeah.
Yeah. The finish is
Oh,
the finish
Tony
is
takes
the
out
way to the pin, but first
Jamie.
Tony takes out first
Ah
Tony
no, she
takes
takes
out
out Rebel.
for wait, who did she take out? Like
She took out Jamie because like Britt took the pin.
yeah, but then I thought Brit wasn't it Brit getting the hip attack
Ah
because
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I thought you were starting with Tony outside. So like Tony hits the hip attack, she does the DDT to Jamie.
yeah, she just the DDT to Jamie, so she takes out both people. like
Yeah,
within 5
and like
seconds, and then
she, the like it was in the corner of the screen, but that looked really smooth. Like hip
yeah,
tap. She didn't sit down. She did the thing
she
Nick
just
Jackson
stood up.
does, like when he flips outside of the ring,
Yeah,
and then did
and
the
then she just
DDT.
swings the DDT. Like that should be Tony Storm's gimmick. She can just snipe huge DDTs out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like who's this? Sami Zayn's like DDT from NXT where he flew through the posts on the outside. Like
Oh my god, what is that?
you don't remember that? I'll show you later, but like it's really cool. But like Tony,
I may have been rather lapsed, like and maybe perhaps, but yeah. So there are two things. There are two things here, which I think hint at what might happen at All Out.
I don't think she's
First,
just winning. She got her win here.
okay, no, yeah, but firstly, like Tony Storm like showed out like massively, so
Yeah.
that's a huge hit for her. But also, Baker took the pin, which means that
Is
you could
she
say
winning again?
no. I was gonna say that you could twist this as Baker costing Hater because if you remember last time, I think it was before Revolution where like it was Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez versus Baker and versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hater, and Britt Baker also took the pin.
Oh, I need to rewatch that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been on and off, but might Jamie Hater be happening soon?
Yeah, because like we're pretty sure Tony's winning this.
That is the most likely outcome. But
Yeah.
I
So
saw something online where someone suggested like, what if like the finish is Shida katana kicks Jamie Hater and she falls backwards onto Britt for the pin
no,
accidentally.
because like, what would happen to Shida? Like, why would that pin happen?
No, she'd be like battered and then she'd like hit the katana and fall off and then like just fail to break up the pin that she accidentally makes.
Uh,
I don't know, but like that it, Jamie Hater interim champion.
hmm, fair enough. But like, I think what's like based on your idea from earlier, I think what could happen is like Jamie has a pin, Sherwin, Britt
Pin
could
break
break it
breaks.
up and then get pinned herself. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So
by Tony.
yeah, but like regardless, it's sad that the most interesting thing out of the likely outcome does not involve who the champion will be. Like
Well,
like
because like,
the women's title gets overshadowed first by the TBS title and then by the other people involved in the match. So,
cause
ah,
like to be fair,
ah,
like I don't feel like Tony needs the championship, but like when Thunder Rosa gets back, I'm interested to see if they're gonna turn her heel.
yeah, I feel like, and like, I don't think she needs a championship, but at the same time, she's the only champion that really makes sense. I think
Yeah. So
like
like for the
you
moment,
could put it back on Shida and have like the two pandemic people like actually have a
yeah,
proper reign in front of
cause
fans.
like
You could do that, but it's just like the more sensible move right now to I guess put it on Tony. Though of course we don't actually know when Thunder Rosa is going to be back.
I mean I feel like it's unfair to Tony, but for the most part, like personally, why I'm not like super excited about it yet, because like I feel like they're going to be waiting for Thunder Rosa for stuff to get rolling for the championship.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
yeah, but like
I hope so.
I feel like when it gets there, it's gonna pick up real hard.
Yeah, I hope so because like their Forbidden Door match banged like quietly. It
Yeah,
banged.
yeah,
It got overshadowed by a lot of
it
the stuff on there because like
yeah, cause
it's
like it was a super
Will,
card. Like
yeah,
it's
it's
not
Will
their fault.
Ospreay, it's Shingo Takagi, it's Tanahashi in the main event.
Yeah,
So, and they didn't partner with Stardom, although there is news that they might soon partner with Stardom. Mhm,
yeah.
mhm, yes, please. So yeah, it looks like things are happening in the women's division that don't involve the TBS title,
Yeah.
and that's good.
Actually, weirdly
That's
enough, like the TBS title's been like quieter right now because like
the
they've
last we
set.
saw of it, I think was it Dynamite or Rampage last week where like Jake said, "Okay, all out, come get these hands," and Athena came from off screen to get these hands.
Yeah, because like, to be fair, like they've set up Athena as a challenger pretty early on, so like they didn't really have a lot to build.
Yeah, it was pretty clear. Like I thought that what they were gonna do is that the two mean girls were going to like challenge for different titles. Like I
Ah,
thought they might have been building up Stat
no,
to
because like Stat got
yeah until she got injured. But like
yeah,
she's over as hell.
yeah,
Like even if she's like on a random like elevation that's taped like before or after like the main wrestling, she always gets a huge reaction from the crowd because she's she's unbelievably over. Like
yeah.
it's
Like,
crazy.
she'll be way over like when she gets back.
Yes. You know who else might be coming back soon when we want to talk about the women division?
Red
Layla
Velvet.
Hirsch.
Oh, Lena Hirsch.
Please, please,
Please,
I need
she's
her
been
back.
gone for so long. Can we
I need,
turn her face?
I need my tiny fighter back. I
Can we
need the
just
tiny fighter back.
can we just turn her face? Like heel was fine, but like it wasn't working for me.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
guess she
need her
just
to
needs to
not
learn to
cheat.
talk. I hope she just like maybe like took a bit of like workshops and learning how to like talk a bit better because like her
Put
heel
her in the
promos were a bit
JAS.
awkward. Put her if it's still around when she comes back, then sure put her in the JAS. But she could also be in the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, or maybe just not have
Come
her
on.
talk and just beat people up.
Yeah, like, she doesn't have to talk. She doesn't have to say a thing. Like she could just be like this
She
like
can just like
silent
break
killer.
people.
Yeah, like oh my, please, please, we need all the injured people back.
Oh,
We need Red back, we need Stat back, and we need Layla
yeah,
Hirsch back. Like we need
and
them all back.
weirdly enough, it's the trio that started a really interesting story, and it's just
Yeah,
unfortunate that they all got injured around the same time.
the blow off was on a buy-in, bro. Like
Yeah,
no way, no
Ho-
chance.
hopefully AEW does right by them when they come back.
Yes,
Speaking of people who came back, Kip Sabian.
this is my first time hearing Kip Sabian's voice.
Oh,
This is
so
this is what he sounds like.
I think we missed a lot of the build for this because like a lot of it was probably in foreign soil.
It
Because
was
like,
there was his match and it was Pac's match with LJ Cleary in Repro for the All
yeah,
Atlantic Championship and like Kip was sitting there the whole time and he never got unboxed like Kip Sabian
unboxed.
he never got unboxed but that's when like they gave up because like up until then commentary was like we don't know who this weirdo in the they weren't even acknowledging him but as soon
Yeah,
as they
yeah.
started acknowledging him they started saying oh that's Kip Sabian
Yeah.
it's okay.
I, I don't think this is gonna be an all-out thing. I don't
It is.
feel.
It's on 0 hours.
It's damn it! I feel like they could have extended this past. Like this feels
They
like
could have. They could have. But I feel like this has
like
legs to run. This
yeah.
has more. This has legs to run. Like after all out.
To be fair, I probably am just saying that because like as I mentioned, I haven't been like keen on the build. Like I haven't seen a lot of it, so maybe.
There
Like,
hasn't been a lot of it. Like he just sat next to a on an All Atlantic title defense.
yeah, it's like nice to see Kip Sabian that
I have no clue what he wrestles like. The only
I
match I've
I've
seen of
actually
Kip Sabian,
forgotten.
and the only match I've seen of Kip Sabian in AEW was the dark match that got featured of him and Penelope Ford versus
I
Kenny Omega and Riho
I
on
need to
on
watch
the
his
Jericho.
first. Like I think his first match was with Sammy.
Yeah, that was the first ever Dynamite match,
With
right?
Sammy, yeah,
Sammy
yeah,
Guevara
yeah.
versus Kip Sabian.
I I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Yeah, I've forgotten. I would like to be surprised by what I see. I'm gonna keep myself cold on Kip Sabian until all out. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I and seeing as we're slowly building up a bit more mixed tag action, Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford are both back. So
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
We could, yeah.
come on, come on, like the thing is like the main stuff doesn't like the main stuff might not feel as high as it used to be, but like all of these people that could quietly be really good are coming back. Like
Yeah,
Penelope
yeah.
Ford is a brutal looking like Mutolak. So like you could bring her in. You could there's a lot of things we could do with this roster.
Yeah. I feel like I might start getting hyped post all. I'm not saying like all out's going to be bad, but like I
It
think
probably will get better. It's gonna get better.
it's a lot of my opinions on the main event that's dragging
Yeah,
me down.
yeah.
So up next we had the roasting. Oh shit! I
And
misspelled his name. It's
Darby
Darby.
Allin. Yes,
You know his name. It's Darby Allen.
yeah.
Video promo. So basically, it it's a Miro promo featuring two other people.
Yeah, and the loudest person was Sting. What? What?
I mean,
He called him friend. He called him friend.
he was being the icons thing. He wasn't being sad, Booty Crows thing.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
surprised they
Buddy
didn't.
and Brody, but they don't need you. Like Darby, what are you doing? Like, are you sowing seeds of doubt in the house?
I was surprised like Sting didn't woo just for like I felt like he was going there, but he never did. What
He
a
didn't want to
heel!
woo God. He didn't want to woo God. Like
What a
God was in the
heel!
room. Leave some room, leave some heat for God, of
Like,
course.
Miro is like this man has just built an entire feud on like run-ins and promos.
Is this
He
happening
had.
at All Out? I forgot if this is happening at
I
All Out.
feel like it is. It sounds like it is.
Because like Sting and Darby Allin, like all they're doing right now is finding friends to help in trios matches. Like they did it with Sammy at Revolution. Were they
Oh
on
yeah,
Double or Nothing? I forgot. Were they on Double or Nothing?
not sure. I'm gonna have to
They
recheck
were at
that.
Forbidden Door with Shingo against
Oh yeah,
Phantasmo
yeah.
and the Bucks.
They're
So
just
like
like
they're just
finding
helping
people to
people.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just being friends, and the Darby's just doing like breaking things while like doing rounds over his
I
house.
mean, that's pretty wholesome, I guess.
Yeah, like I guess Darby Allen isn't happening yet, but like at the same time, I don't hate what he's doing. Darby Allen doesn't
Yeah,
have to
no,
happen yet. He's
it's
okay. He's
fine.
got a lot of time.
Yeah. So up next, CM Punk promo. Like,
All right, so here we
okay,
go.
okay, just to get positivity first. I didn't hate this segment in the vacuum. Like this was pretty hard. Like I feel like if I was some kid like who doesn't have like full context of what's happening and like ran into this clip like 5 years down the line, I'd be like, damn, this promo is hard. Like I love it so much,
The one
but
thing I
there's a lot
didn't
of
like about this
context.
group,
Yeah.
the one thing I didn't like is that Ace Steel picked up a mic on the way out. They weren't talking. It just didn't seem natural that he was talking his way down to the ring, especially when nobody knew who he was. People knew who he was once his name was mentioned.
No, no, no,
But
okay. So I can understand that, but to be fair, he was scared Punk might like outright say that I'm not going to take the match, so like he had to start talking immediately.
yeah, but he could have shouted him down. Like he Punk would have noticed him like on the
No,
ramp. But
no,
anyway,
no. The,
it's not the most important thing.
the,
Uh,
okay, side tangent on like the audio situation in like wrestling rings. I don't know if you heard the interview for like Wade Barrett and Chris Jericho also tells this story where like they have mics and they're both in the ring and not
yeah.
even Barrett could hear Jericho speaking.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like apparently like the audio situation like when you're in there it's not as good as it sounds. So like I understand like a Steel having to come down like shout Punk down with a mic.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That
okay,
makes a
so
bit more sense.
yeah, another positive. Ace Steel introduced himself because like to be
Good.
fair, not I'm
Yeah.
not a knock on the guy. Not everyone is as well. Like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like you have to assume people are watching for the first time. So
Yeah.
you introduce yourself, why you're related to the main event guy. That's good. Like they didn't assume, and it's also for the people in the crowd. Like
Yeah, because
the
they did mention who he was on commentary, but
yeah
of course the crowd can't hear the commentary.
yeah. So if you're new in the crowd, at least you got some information. Like why is this guy here? I don't know him. So he introduced himself. That's good. I like that. Now,
So
we talked about this earlier, before the show started. I think what I dislike the most is like it's changing what happened from last week into something else. Eh,
Yeah.
because like Punk, Punk lost because he broke his foot again, re-broke his foot. Storyline,
Oh
re-broke his
yeah,
foot.
okay. I forgot about something, and now I agree with you.
Oh. So
Yeah.
so Punk says like, oh, I was 100% because I got cleared, and now I'm not sure if 100% is good enough. And like, there's a flaw in that logic. Just because you're cleared doesn't mean you're 100%. Like,
Yeah, like
they'll clear anybody if they feel like you can get out there and not hurt yourself too bad. Which I know
because
doesn't make sense in a physical contact sport,
yeah, but
but
okay, but they cleared Kenny Omega.
yeah, and Kenny Omega is not 100%.
Yeah,
Like,
he is quite blatantly not 100%.
you, like in real sports, there are like certain tolerances for like being cleared. Like, can you tolerate this? We're slightly sure that you're not gonna re-break it, but it's not 100%. But can you go out there? Fine, you're cleared. Like, okay, for basketball examples, like Kevin Durant got cleared to go out on a game, and then he snapped his Achilles. Like, it
Oh,
happens. Like, you're never 100%, even if you're cleared. Like, so I don't like where the direction this is going. It's like, I'm fine. Like, that injury, like it. So what happened? Like, is his foot still broken? Is he actually just healed?
said there are like three plates and 16 screws.
Yeah, but
That doesn't sound good.
that was from the
Yeah,
first surgery, and then it looked like he re-aggravated it, or like he looked hurt. Like, he was holding on to his foot.
yeah, and he died the whole time.
Yeah, and now he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm just like not sure of myself. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw you injure yourself again. Yeah, so that's my grievance with the build for
I have a
right now.
second. The thing is, I wasn't sure about like whether or not I agreed with you because I thought that like oh he just got a bit hurt again, but like that was like probably like it wasn't meant to like bend that way, and then it did, and then like it probably wouldn't happen again if he just like conserves himself and wrestles in a different style. So I thought
Yeah.
that might happen, but then I remembered that they had a whole segment on Rampage saying that he pretty much re-broke his foot. They didn't
Oh,
say it, but
I didn't even see
but they
that.
like it was like a very like it was like a 20-second clip of him like I guess pretending to be
Ah,
backstage and like getting
was it
assist.
when he was being carried out, or like a different clip?
Yeah, it wasn't him getting carried. It was him already at the back. Like they
Ah,
said like it's like this is footage from when he got backstage, and then when you said, "Oh, is it bad?" and then you're like, "Yeah, it's really bad." So like
yeah,
so he
like
did get injured again. So he did,
yeah,
and so like what's the point? I mean, I guess like I guess maybe okay. I guess I can take I guess I can take Tony Khan on this on his word, and like maybe he'll say that's not the point. The point is he's fighting from underneath. So like fine,
yeah.
but then in the contract signing, he high fived the guy in the hangman shirt. You can't do
Whoops,
that.
whoops.
You- Stop it! Stop it! He was standing
Like,
right next to
uh,
him for like a couple of minutes. He can't not have noticed the shirt.
I,
Hey, man, like,
I hate to be like really negative about this because like Ace Steel and Punk like killed this segment again in a
yeah,
vacuum. This was really great, but like
but
a
we're not
lot of
gonna
it
forget
doesn't
what
make.
happened.
Yeah, like a lot of it in context of especially last week doesn't make sense. Also, like they're turning him babyface after he was heel last week. Like, I get he's in Chicago, but that's
Was he here last week?
yeah, he was like the build up to Mox versus CM Punk was him trash talking
But
Hangman, trash talking John Moxley. Like he was pretty arrogant, like coming into the match. So technically,
okay,
he
okay,
was working heel,
uh,
and like
yeah, okay.
I
He was
am
working heel, but like
No,
to
because
grant him the benefit of the doubt, anyone can work heel as a designated heel for a match. Like Punk was also heel in Long Island.
no,
Like
but
that was fine.
like the whiplash into like suddenly humble Punk is like because like I felt like what they could have done was like Bret Bret Hart in Canada, like or like MJF in Long Island. They're still clearly heel, but they're playing up to the fact that their hometown loves them. But this was like, oh, he's appealing to the people, right? A few weeks after like insulting two fan favorites, it's like, mm, it's a bit
Eh,
weird.
So right now, the only way that this could like make any sense and be satisfying is if Punk loses again. He has to lose again.
Yeah, I feel
Like
like it's. I feel like they could get away with Punk losing in Chicago. Like they gave Punk his
I
way in
feel like they've
Chicago.
booked themselves in a way where the only outcome that makes sense is Punk losing in Chicago.
Yeah, because like Mox will look like he will
Utter
look like a
chump.
scrub
Yeah,
if he
he
loses.
loses to a guy with 1 foot.
Yeah, I don't
And
think Punk loses a lot, especially it's like I don't think people have forgotten that he's still technically injured, even though the storyline seems to have forgotten.
yeah.
Like he doesn't
And Punk
lose a
hasn't
lot.
forgotten. I don't think Punk will have forgotten. Like he's gonna wrestle the match like he's injured.
I mean,
Like
hopefully, like
yeah,
I hope the injury isn't real, but I hope he sells it like it is.
yeah.
That's what I
Like
need.
injured fame, it's real. Like
Yeah,
it's
we're
real.
not hoping for him to actually have a shattered foot.
Yeah. So
The promo was just off for me. Like I don't doubt that the match is going to be great, but like
yeah,
the build has been.
they're not gonna do it in 5 minutes again.
No, I'm not gonna like think about time limits until it happens because like
No, we're not gonna think about time until it happens because every pay-per-view I've watched has gotten progressively longer. So it's
nah,
okay.
fair enough.
I don't have to worry about that. The only other outcome that would it's either Punk loses again or someone interferes.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, because
there's
there's
only
no
one
step.
yeah, yeah. And there's only one person who that someone could really reasonably be.
Would it really be him?
Who else could it be?
Oh my god!
Genuinely, who else could it be?
I
Who else
would.
could it
I'm not gonna think about it, but I will
yeah.
wait.
I will like it I feel like right now like they're in a I feel like right now like
Is-
they're in the main event, they're in a WrestleMania they're in a WrestleMania 31 situation.
They have like only two options: either they fail hard or they hit a home run.
Yeah, like there's only like a few conceivable outs.
Yeah,
And
there's
like
also no in between.
yeah, like it either sucks really hard or they pull a rabbit out of the hat and it becomes a generational ending.
Yeah.
Like there's only a couple of ways this can go. So we will see. We will see.
So okay, so moving on. Up next we had Jungle Boy and Christian Cage sit down interview.
No,
I
no,
like
okay.
I like this format.
But
Yeah.
he is no longer Jungle Boy.
Now he's just Jack Perry now.
Yes, Jungle Man. Let's go, Jungle Man.
Like I like the line. I think it's just an unfortunate circumstance of like his name not being as intimidating. Like
I like Jack. Like
you
Jack
know,
just entered the hearts.
Perry.
No, Perry, Jack Perry is fine. Like
Yeah, it was fine, but like, it. I don't. I'm not knocking him for having his actual name. I think it's just the unfortunate sounding.
yeah,
It's fine,
Perry.
but fair enough. Like you can see, like Jungle Boy has actually improved a lot
Yeah,
for like so long.
he made him feel like he loved him too.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you could like
oh,
he made you feel stuff.
oh.
I also like this format a lot. I think we did this before with like they did this for like the tag match for Young Bucks versus Kenny and Hangman. I don't know if they do this always.
They did this for the Briscoes versus FTR.
Oh
I
yeah, they
forgot
did
which
this
one.
too. This is like this is the same format they do with like boxing matches, except there's a
Yeah,
table in between,
yeah,
which
and
I
you know
think would be safer.
they did this for KSI and Logan Paul, the peak of boxing.
I feel like they should invest in also getting a table because that would
Yeah,
be safer. But like,
but then like the tables are there to be broken.
but then again, maybe it would be copyright infringement and like Showtime's like, oh, we're the only one who can have tables in our boxing segments.
They have copyrighted the concept of a table.
Yeah. So up next we had a squash match: FTR and Wardlow versus Silas Young, Red Jones, and
Okay.
Heartbreak Victory.
Silas Young,
Did nothing.
Silas, Silas Young. What what are you doing here? Like they
No,
could have
it
had.
was he was there to make sure this was a trios match.
Yeah, but then it didn't have to be Silas Young in that case, right? Because didn't this guy just like wrestle Hangman in a really high profile match? Like didn't
Yes,
Adam Cole throw him at it? Like, well, you could have gotten like don't do Baron Black. He's on a one match winning streak right now. But like you could have got like I don't know like
you could have gotten the corpse of the wingman.
yeah like you could have gotten I'm trying to remember one of the regular jobbers names, but I only remember the women's jobbers because they keep bringing back the same ones.
Huh.
Um, well, you could have gotten any one of them. You could have gotten any one of them. But like, it didn't have to be
Serpentico.
Silas Young. Serpentico, like Wardlow versus Serpentico, it's right there. The finish is right there.
Yeah.
Like Wardlow and Serpentico. So yeah, but like okay, like fine. I assume Silas Young is doing well somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
okay,
So Red Jones, like I'm waiting for this guy to break out because like he looks great.
yeah, he I mistakenly thought from a distance that he was Baron Black because he had similar pants, he had similar gear, he had a similar build, but he looks alright. He looks
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
So like he's probably gonna get even better. But
So
yeah, this was a squash match.
so basically, he got beat up for majority of this. He got Vic
Yeah,
Capri in there to get
yeah,
some kind of heat on Dax, and then he got hit with a big rig, and then power bomb, and then
yeah, and then a
triple power
triple
bomb.
power. But then even then, not really because it didn't have his
Yeah,
hands on him, but it was
it,
already on
it
his way
was like
down.
it was like FTR realized, wait, we have time. Let's raise our hands.
Yeah, it's like oh we were just watching this happen. We might as well like yeah, eh,
And
yeah.
then,
I
yeah, that
can't
was
wait for them
basically
to
it.
do this to Sam sing.
Oh,
Oh god, oh god.
please, power bomb Satnam Singh. Oh, what are they
Like
gonna triple power bomb? Uh, what's the? Ah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. They should also. I don't know. I don't think they can do it on Sanjay.
I feel like Sanjay is not cleared to take power bombs.
Yeah. Plus, he
I
has
don't
a
think
pencil in his ear. I don't think
yeah.
that's
So
safe.
like that might go somewhere it shouldn't.
I'm always like weird thing. Like I'm always scared to see Sanjay anywhere near people, only because of the pencil. Like I feel like there's a hazard waiting to happen.
Hey, that's a foreign object. Does it count as a foreign object? I
No,
didn't
it's
get
like
to ask this, but like while we're on the tangent of foreign objects, I don't think we got to cover the match where like Sorvin and Glory won the tag team championships. But then like Keith
but
Lee, like there was a spot like towards the end where like one of the young bucks tried to kick Keith Lee and then Keith Lee took their shoe off, and then he hit them in the head with the shoe. Is that a foreign object? Is that does that count?
I think that's like the kind of stuff that's like in real life would be left to like referees discretion. I
Yeah,
don't
okay,
think
fair.
a lot of them would DQ.
Yeah, but like he
So
used it like he hit them like with like a ring bell, like he double handed him. Like surely you can
uh,
just. But
so
yeah, okay.
up next we had. I mean that would be the same as like, oh, I found a pillow underneath the ring and then I just like whacked my opponent with it. Does that necessitate a DQ? Probably not.
Yeah, okay.
We had John Moxley promo part two. Yeah, basically he's just answering Punk.
Yeah, he's basically being like a battling face. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
all right, yeah, cool, cool. You do
So
that, John Moxley.
we had Dark Order's backstage interview.
And like now,
So
now we know
Ten's
what's going
injured,
on.
and then Uno got whacked with a crutch.
That's what you get for being in Germany.
Did Uno keep the money or did he put it back in
He
Andrade's
put
pocket?
it back in Andrade's shirt
Damn it!
pocket.
I would have been
Yeah,
so happy if he got to keep it after getting assaulted like that.
no, but he gave it back.
Yeah.
He was the one who gave it back.
And then Ten was like threatened
He
with a
got
taser.
he got stun gun. Like, what the
No, he
hell?
wasn't tased. No, I don't think he got tased. Like he was threatened to be tased.
Like what? Like okay, but did Jose just buy this now? Like I'm pretty sure this would have been useful a lot of times in the past. Like remember when he went on a brawl with Arn?
Oh yeah, that would have been no. I don't
Yeah,
want to see Arn getting stunned.
no, but then like it wouldn't make sense for him not to bring it out if he
Oh,
already had
he,
it. So
he could
like
have like used it on Abrahantes.
yeah, yeah he could have beat up Abrahantes with a stun gun. So like
Yeah.
what the hell?
To be fair, like Jose is way bigger than Alex, so like he could have like realistically beat him off.
Yeah, but like
But like
Alex
Ten's
looks
way
like he can
bigger.
actually. Alex looks like he can go like a
Yeah.
little bit. So while we're gonna mention like why this is significant a bit later. But
Yeah.
on the topic of like Andrade, they're making up the casino ladder match. So we have LFI, the Lucha Bros, the two Ring of
Done.
Honor title holders of the Blackpool Combat Club, and we
Yeah.
don't know who the Joker will
Oh,
be
we
yet.
have Dante. We also have Dante.
Oh yeah, we have Dante because like like someone who can do a death spot. Although
Yeah.
I don't actually remember if I've ever seen Dante do a
W-
ladder spot.
will it be Darius? Because like Dante is the only one without a partner.
Yeah, but then surely the Joker wins, right? Or it doesn't. He doesn't have to, right? The Joker doesn't have to win.
No, no,
But then it has to be someone rather big. So I'm thinking that it's Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch is the
no.
Joker.
Layla Hirsch for AEW champ.
Yeah, like Layla Hirsch's first challenger to like if you need someone to break CM Punk's foot.
Oh, oh my.
Oh my god, here we go! And then this is how they announce that she's joining the Blackpool Combat Club. And this is how it happens. She's the Joker.
So up next we had the far away between half of
Yeah,
the people in that match. We had
so
Wheeler
like what?
Yuta.
Yeah, so like what the hell is this man? what
Yeah,
what was this?
no,
What?
the only weird thing about this match is like Roosh was like going 1 versus 3 for a majority of the match, and he's the heel. I'm like, why? I feel like cheering for him now.
Yeah, he was hella over. Like with the like the people were chanting like a lot of Roosh.
Yeah, but like you could get him over as a heel, but like he was beating everyone's ass. One versus
Um,
three.
like as we'd expect from this match, we got the code red within like the first 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Like, bro,
And like it was
bro.
no sold.
It's like
Hold
okay,
on.
are you sure?
I think it was Phoenix got hit with it, and like a few seconds later, he's walking. I'm like, bro,
Yeah, like they put together like a quad dive spot, which I'm pretty sure is like the only reason they put this. They thought of a quad dive and then built the rest of the match around it.
that dive spot, I got baited. I got like 2 levels baited by Roosh. I thought he was gonna go for the bait dive, and then he went for an actual dive, and I was like, wait a minute,
Okay, and like he didn't even
I
just do
wasn't
like a
ready.
normal tope.
Yeah,
He did a con hero. He did a full
yeah,
con hero.
he did the Undertaker dive.
Yeah,
Like,
except he didn't land on his head.
yeah, uh, I remember that mania. That was wild.
That was
I,
I
re-
watched that match.
I, I remember, like, I feel like it was Meltzer or like Brian Alvarez who was like, the reason we didn't give this 5 stars was we thought Taker was dead for like a good majority of
Yeah,
the
like
match.
I'm pretty sure like that's like remember like Okada Omega won,
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure like Meltzer almost didn't like took a bit of ratings off it because they had this really like
Oh,
top rope
the
dragon suplex
dragon
where oh yeah
suplex.
that dragon suplex, yeah, and he was like, don't do that, like genuinely don't do that. So
But
like fair
yeah,
enough.
so Roosh for like a big guy, pretty safe dives.
Rouge is incredible. Like
Yeah, like it
Rouge looks
doesn't
really
feel. He feels like he's actually diving. Like most big guys, like when Joe does the suicida, it feels like he's falling on you.
Speaking of Joe, remember Joe?
Yeah, where has he been?
I don't know. Like he
I
beat up Lethal. I guess I feel like they're saving him for Ring of Honor, but then we don't know when that's launching for
yeah.
either.
I mean, okay, I'm not like rushing Ring of Honor to be a thing because like I know it's a big thing to plan.
Yeah, but you can have Joe do something. Like
Yeah, I
sure.
hope they. And okay, so back to the match. I love Rush's like he
The
fakes
fake
out
the yeah the
the
fake
fake
out the
out.
drop kick and then just like
Yeah,
eh.
he
The,
stops, but the kick is still pretty hard,
yeah, and then
and then he rolls back.
after that he does the Ingobernables pose, and then you can
Yeah,
see Jose in shot in the background, and he was just doing the God bless man.
he's happy to be there.
He's so happy. Like he's such a good he is treated very well. You can tell
Yeah.
he's treated
So
well.
I don't remember every spot because like there were a lot. There was Dante Martin tried to do his dive. I don't remember how it
Then
got
he got
countered.
head butted out of the air, I
Oh, he
think.
got headbutted. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roosh just like whacked him on the head.
yeah. I think Rouge did a release German on like Dante, and he got thrown into Ray Phoenix.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
Dante did the poison Rana, which I don't think he has ever done in his life.
the
I don't.
poison run, like it got some elevation. Like there was a point in time where both of them were in midair.
Yeah, like there was. The thing is like I don't think I've ever seen Dante do anything dangerous. That's
Ah,
the
yeah,
thing.
fair enough. Like most of his stuff is like it's usually a
It's
sequence
like
of
high
like
flying,
stuff.
but yeah, but it looks pretty safe.
Yeah,
Maybe he just makes things look safe because he gets so much hand time. But like, you never
I
see
mean
him drop someone on the head.
he's in there with Phoenix, so like he has to go hard.
Yeah. He was gonna do a nosedive with Ray Phoenix still on the floor, like he wasn't standing up yet. So like, no Dante, this is not your setup. Uh, and I forgot almost everything Wheeler Yuta did in this whole match. Not
Wheeler
hard,
wasn't super involved like
yeah,
in the
but he
match.
sniped the seatbelt out of nowhere and just
Yeah,
got it on his.
yeah. He got it on Dante, and Dante's like confused, like how could I not get out?
It's like, and he looks at the camera with like, oh, what?
What the?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, a lot of these people, like, of course, you know that Lucha Bros have like ladder match pedigree, and like
Yeah,
Claudio's probably done like a couple ladder matches. But has Dante ever been in a ladder match? I don't think he has. Like,
I don't think
like
so. Like,
yeah. So like, we're
was
finally
he in
putting
there
him.
for? Was he in there with like the TNT Championship or like the brass ring ladder match? I don't think he was there.
I don't think I was around for that yet. But like, I feel
Like
like I
no,
would
like
have remembered.
the one where Scorpio Sky won.
Um, I don't remember. I
I
don't
don't
think I was on
think.
board yet. I don't think
Yeah,
I don't think I was on board yet.
I don't think he was. But yeah, so it will be exciting to see that ladder
You,
match.
you know how dumb it is that AEW can just do a random four-way with different people like this every week, and it would 100% slap all of the time. Like, you know how crazy that is?
Like this is reminiscent of like from what I've heard, like the best parts of WCW, where they just had guys who
It's
were really
like
good.
whatever. We're like, okay, we have a very mild reason for you to do this. Go.
I feel like when we have enough money, like we should try revisiting. 'Cause, like we don't remember, we weren't alive when the Monday Night Wars happened. Like I feel like we
Yeah.
need to see.
But then I
Like
feel like if we had enough money, if we we had more money, our first thing to do was to buy Ring of Honor when it starts.
Hey, yeah, it's but like I really want to revisit that time. 'Cause, like we only hear stories, we haven't watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
up
maybe see
next,
a bit of SmackDown 6.
yeah. So we have Hangman joins the Dark Order for the
And now
chase.
we know they're making it to the final. Now we know this is the final
Yeah,
for sure. There's no
and
way, right? Remember
yeah,
when this was a headcanon? Jesus Christ.
remember when we thought like Dark Order was going out in the first round, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
like remember when we thought like there's no way they're gonna do this, but it would be so happy, crazy if they
but
did, and they
I think we considered it that like maybe they'll get Hangman in there somewhere and then make it to the final.
did. So like the thing is, once there's the hint of anything elite related, they are always going to do it. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Like once there's anything elite related, like all four of them will get involved somehow. The only question I have is, where's Adam Cole?
I think like undisputed elite is in a weird uh place because like Bobby Fish
Is
has not
leaving.
renewed,
Oh
so
no!
I don't
What are
know
you
how.
doing?
Maybe they
What's
could
gonna?
maybe they could find someone else. I mean, to be fair, Adam Cole is also still injured. Like he's
I
not
feel
yet
like
cleared.
I feel like we have to discuss this now because I feel like if anyone's gonna jump ship back for Triple H, it's gonna be Triple H's guy.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't blame him. Like to be fair,
And like Roderick Strong is still waiting for them.
yeah, like our stances go get that bad. So
Yeah, like if you don't want to be here, then good. Do what you
yeah,
want to do. I will be sad about it, but like
we,
go ahead.
we reserve the right to be sad, but like it would be unfair for us to be like angry at you for like
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
like I would have wanted at least one UE elite match.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like
we would have loved to see it, but if
yeah,
that's not how it goes, it's fine.
then the elite is
We,
plenty entertaining.
we will do our best to like save up money so we can also watch you on the other show.
Yes, and also I feel like the end game for this year is Punk Omega. So I
Oh
think we'll
yeah,
be fine. I
perhaps.
think we'll be fine.
Yeah, two injured guys fighting each other.
Yes.
One has
Who
a
can
foot
sell the
in.
harder?
One has
Can
a
their
foot in.
bodies coexist?
Oh no. One has a foot injury and the other one has a body injury.
The other one has an everything injury. The other
That
one
would,
is an injury.
that would be like a fun build to like when they're both healthy in storyline and then they just go at it.
Yeah, because like the thing is, we haven't. I don't think we've actually seen Punk go. Like,
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
yeah, I
I,
feel like
not
we
even
don't
with
know if he
Hangman.
can yet. I
I
feel like
don't.
yeah, he didn't go with Hangman. Like they did more storytelling with that. I feel like Mox is gonna force him to go.
I think technically with MJF, but that was more a result of like the
They bled.
stipulation.
Yeah, like they bled
Yeah,
a lot. They didn't go. They bled a lot. And like
yeah,
their match that got restarted twice in Chicago, he didn't go either. He looked
yeah,
really slow.
yeah,
So yeah, I feel like that's the end game, and that's also
yeah.
because the promos that Omega's been cutting after Dynamites has been perhaps hinting at Punk, maybe.
I'm not sure. Perhaps. I mean, to be fair, he's focused on Osprey at the moment.
Yeah, because I
Speaking
feel
of,
like if Hangman gets tied up with with the Elite again, and that's still unfinished, like Punk and Hangman, so they will cross paths,
yeah.
and I will be very entertained.
So, final match of the night: Elite
The
versus
final match
United
of the
Kingdom.
night was Oh My God, Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
The final match of the night was like it felt like he knew this was his last time on TV, like in
So just
America
he
for a
went
while.
at it.
Yeah, so like he went at it hard last week as well. Like Jesus Christ, like oh my God.
I think this match did what it had to do. I want to see more of Omega versus Osprey.
Yeah, the best thing is Omega looked fine. Like he didn't look
He
like
did look
whenever
slow.
he was on top, he didn't look like his body stopped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the only hint that you had that he was injured is that like Osprey worked over his injury, which means that he just worked over his whole body.
Yeah, but like when he wasn't being hit, it wasn't like, oh, I just suddenly stopped and like held myself.
Yeah, and like he didn't look like he got hurt. He didn't take 5 years to get a one-way angel off.
Yeah,
By the way, remember when we said that they debuted Dragon Lee to take a pinfall? They did. they they 100% did. And not only that, but he got beaten up and unmasked afterwards. So
big oof. Was
poor
not a
Dragon
great day.
was not a great debut for Dragon Lee.
So yeah, I thought
Um,
again like this is similar to like the four way where I don't remember specific spots. My favorite spot was something that they actually messed up. I think it was Aussie Open going for what do they call it?
Coriolis,
Coriolis, and then
because their finisher is Australian too.
yeah, and then Osprey goes for the Oz cutter with I think it was Nick Jackson seated on Aussie Open's shoulders, and then he tried to counter it with the cutter. I don't know if the camera messed up or if the move messed up. But if he hit that would have been great.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, there's a
imagine jumping backward, thinking you're going for a cutter, and then taking one instead.
it became a neck breaker. Like, oops. There's a lot. I have notes listed out. First thing that says beautiful sky twister, which like yes.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
we saw a double Pele kick on both the Young Bucks, which like yes. We saw a Cazadora facebuster that looked a lot harder than most other Cazadora
Yeah,
facebusters I've seen.
I think we got used to like seeing that as like Phoenix doing it on Penta onto someone else.
Yeah,
So that's why
yeah,
I
but
was like, wait, he hit
I
the
think
mat.
oh he did, yeah, he didn't land on anyone. There was this thing. There's this whole thing that got posted on AEW's Twitter account. I think where like the, Omega hit the Snapdragon and like Osprey landed on his feet, and he sent
Oh
Omega
yeah,
out of the ring. He did the
and
flip,
then
but then Kenny
he did
just
the
stepped
Sasuke
out of the ring
special.
and got Snapdragon. And yeah, he did a
Yeah,
Sasuke special. Then Kenny Omega he just stepped out of the way and then hit
yeah.
the Snapdragon anyway. God bless.
Can he even hit the Terminator dive though?
I don't think he did. I don't think. I
Yeah,
don't think he can. I don't think he has hit a big dive yet.
yeah.
He has just caught people taking big
Oh yeah,
dives.
I remember he kept getting stopped in the previous match as well.
Yeah. There was a what was it? There was a T Harris arm drag combination from Matt Jackson. Like, okay, Matt. Like, keep doing Matt things. Okay.
There was
Um.
an they didn't get the Meltzer driver. They did get an indie taker though.
Yeah.
Kenny
They did.
Omega
Yeah.
assisted indie taker.
Yeah. They got an indie taker. I think. I think someone I forgot who it was, but he countered a clothesline into a power bomb somehow.
Yeah,
He did a couple of flips into a power bomb. That's the wildest thing.
yeah.
Um,
So
there was um, there was there was like 49 different hot tags.
to be fair, this went through two adverts, so
Yeah,
there was going to be a lot of contacts.
yeah. I think the spot of the match, and I think Osprey confirmed it because he reposted it. Was the Bucks were going for a Meltzer driver, and like they're really far
Oh
away, so
yeah,
like
yeah.
you thought something was gonna happen,
And then
and then like
Osprey hit a
Osprey hit the
cutter on Nick.
yeah hit Osprey hit the Os cutter on Nick,
I,
and
I
then
think
like Kyle
and then
Fletcher like flipped the
reversed
tombstone.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and then
then he did
he
the
reversed it.
shooting
The shooting
star.
star press better Meltzer driver. And the best thing is, if you look it up on Osprey's Twitter, I think he posted it, and it turns out it was it was a beat for beat remake of a spot they all
In
did together
PW.
in PWG. It's
Yeah,
like,
I remember
oh
that spot.
my god,
Cause
oh
like,
my god.
I think that was like the time I was getting into Osprey, and like that was one of the first PWG clips I saw. It's
Yeah,
like,
like you I think didn't you show it to like one of her senior high school friends, and then Osprey became their bias.
yeah, I think it was Seth.
Yeah, it was like hello.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like oh my
It,
god.
it was a nice callback to the PWG time.
I didn't even realize it was a callback, but I saw it and I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, the finish
One wing
mercifully.
Angel.
Yeah, the angel on Davis, I think. No, it was on Kyle Fletcher. Mark Davis is the big one,
Yeah, yeah. No, I
right?
don't think Kenny's body would like be able to lift him up.
Yeah, and they actually finished like 2 minutes ahead of time, so they got to soak in the win at least. And you
Yeah.
got the shots of Will Ospreay just sitting on the ramp, looking really, really sad. It's like, oh,
I mean,
Will,
it's his
William.
last match, so like he's soaking it in.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he knew it would be his last match. But like, can you imagine like Will Ospreay versus John Silver, bro? Wait, did we
Oh,
not get that? Like, didn't
I feel like it's something that's happened.
I have a weird memory that maybe I'm Mandela myself, but yeah, and give it all the stars, or rather, give it all the stars in the world. Like the last time I felt like this watching a match was the match where Swerve and Glory won the tag titles, because it was just like huge thing after huge thing after huge thing. I feel like this was like a tag team version of a New Japan main event third act.
Yeah.
It
So
was it was humongous.
this was a great main event. But again, I'm still not going to be thinking a lot about the pay per view. I feel like the more I think about the pay per view, the more it hurts me.
Yeah, okay. I trust that it's more likely they get the Hail Mary
Yeah,
than the big fail. It's still more
I'm.
likely.
This is one where I'm like, I'm gonna watch it, not gonna think about it a lot,
Yeah,
and hopefully it's great.
yeah. We're getting the other final, the
Yeah,
Rampage final, Best Friends versus Dark Order, which is probably not going to be as good, but they could surprise us.
yeah, no,
Um,
it's gonna be a fun match.
yeah, and the Dark Order going to win, and then who wins?
I don't think Kenny's winning it. I think the storyline's gonna be like his body is gonna give out.
Yeah, and then Hangman, and then what if Hangman takes the pin? Oh god, oh god.
Oh no, he could. I mean, that's also realistic.
No, 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 no. No, what if he gets the pin? I mean, what if he gets the
Oh,
pin?
not sure.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. So I feel like there's still a lot of reasons to be excited for All Out. Like I'm still pretty excited for All Out. Like I'm not as excited. Of course, I'm not as excited as I was for my first full year, because
Yeah,
like that was my first show. But the thing about All Out is that I'm going out tomorrow, and I won't
ah,
be back until Monday night.
uh,
So I likely won't be able to watch Rampage, the 0 Hour, and All Out until Tuesday.
I'm gonna have to
So
like hold myself, but like,
I'm gonna have to like go on a social media Well, actually, I don't, because I only have to not go on my Twitter that I've curated, because that's the only place I get like wrestling stuff anyway.
I,
What
I
I
feel like
where I
I'm
can't go is YouTube recommended. I can't go there.
no, just don't go to YouTube. Period,
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
something will slip. So yeah,
yeah. Like it's gonna be on my recommended. It's like All Out. Let's go. Let's go.
so
Let's go.
we're still pretty
I'm still
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that's it for today. We'll see you hopefully next week. I don't know. I have classes next week.
yeah. I think I have. Actually, I have a pretty light schedule because I'm expected to be doing my thesis, but I am not going to do that. I don't care. So, yeah, we will hopefully see you next week after the fallout of. Oh God, Grand Slam's coming up. Oh God.
Oh yeah,
Oh God.
let's take this one step at a time. So
Yeah.
yep, that's it. next week, hopefully. Bye bye.